Welcome to VIBIN, everyone. This is Dominic, and it's a blast to be doing this. I'm so looking forward to sharing what I've got prepared. Cheers, everybody. I hope you're having a good day, and I hope that this weekend is a wonderful one. Maybe I can offer some good vibes that can throw you into the weekend in a positive light. Got a special show prepared for you. Got a really special guest. I'll mention him a little later on. But in the meantime, I want to get to doing some performing for you. Let's go. If the night turned cold and the stars look down, you hug yourself on the cold, cold ground. You wake in the morning in a stranger's cold, no one would you see. Yeah, you ask yourself, who'd watch for me? Solitary voice speak out and sets you free. I hate to say it, I hate to say it, it's probably me. Yeah, it's probably me. Your belly's empty and your hunger's so real. You're too dumb to beg, but you're too proud to steal. You search the city for your only friend, no one would you see. And you ask yourself, who'd watch for me? A solitary voice speaks out and sets you free. I hate to say it, I said I hate to say it, it's probably me. Yeah. It's probably me. You're not the easiest person that I ever got to know. It's hard for us both to let our feelings show. Some will say I should let you go your way, you only make me cry. You know there's one guy, just one guy, who'd lay down his life for you and I. Says, I hate to say it, I hate to say it, it's probably me. I said it's probably me. The world's gone crazy and it makes no sense. There's only one voice that comes to your defense. Said the jury's out. I said I will let you go your way, but you only make me cry. Well, there's one guy, just one guy, who laid down his life for you and I. Said I hate to say it, I hate to say it, it's probably me. It's probably me. It's probably me. It's probably me. Yeah. It's probably me by Sting. How's everybody doing out there? Well, we got Janet. Hi, Janet. Eddie, hey brother. Cousin Pauline, love you, darling. Miss you. Pasquale, cheers. Nick Gallardo. Jerry Caringi, what's up, Papa Bear? Yeah, man. Lisa, De Paula, Kathy Camilleri. Ciao, come on. Bacione, abbracci forti. My cousin Joanne, Andrea. Hey, everybody. So let's keep kicking out some tunes. Is everything sounding good on your end, ladies and gents? I hope it is. It's feeling great over here. You know, as a producer and as a musician, it's always nice to control your environment so that you get optimal performance possibilities. And when I'm in my home, in my studio, I can get it to feel right, you know, and it's feeling really good right now. So I'm going to play a song by another artist that was a huge influence on me, the Beatles. Man, the Beatles. My group, Dominic Mancuso group, did a cover of this tune. It's called Norwegian Wood. I hope you like it. She showed me her room, isn't it good? Norwegian wood, Norwegian wood, Norwegian wood, Norwegian wood, Norwegian wood. Sat on a rug, biding my time, drinking her wine. Yeah, I love wine. We talked until 2, and then she said, it's time for bed. It's time for bed. It's time for bed. It's time for bed. Time for bed. It's time for bed. She told me she woke in the morning, she started to lie. I told her I didn't, and I crawled off to sleep in the bath. Then when I awoke, I was alone. This bird had flown. So I lit a fire. Isn't it good? Norwegian wood, Norwegian wood, Norwegian wood, Norwegian wood, Norwegian wood. Norwegian wood. prayer out to you all. Yeah, when blood will flow, when flesh and steel are one, lying in the color of this evening sun, tomorrow's rain will wash the stains away. Something in my mind always stays. Perhaps this life was meant to clinch your lifetime's arguments, that nothing comes from violencia, nothing ever could. All those born beneath that angry star, lest we forget how fragile we are. On the rain will fall like tears from the stars, like tears from the stars. On the rain will say how fragile we are, how fragile we are. When blood will flow, when flesh and steel are one, lying in the color of this evening sun, tomorrow's rain will wash the stains away. Something in my mind always stays. Perhaps this life was meant to clinch a lifetime's arguments, that nothing comes from violencia, nothing ever could. For all those born beneath that angry star, lest we forget how fragile we are. On the rain will fall like tears from the stars, like tears from the stars. On and on, the rain will say how fragile we are, how fragile we are. Yes, we are, yes, we are. How fragile we are, how fragile we are. I gotta shut that. Oh, I forgot that. I can't believe I forgot to shut that off. That's how fragile we are, ladies and gentlemen. Oh. How fragile we are. How fragile we are, how fragile we are, fragile we are. Yeah, how fragile we are. Hey, Ari. Thanks for tuning in, man. Bruno. Salute. Who else is there? Mr. Simone. Seeing Red, baby. Ezia. Enzio. Johnny Ventura. Oh, man. Right on, brother. Mike Panucci. Jerry. Right on. Jerry's singing along. He's probably playing his accordion. Gotta love Papa Bear. We're definitely going to do a show, Jerry, where we got DMG calling in and hanging out. So right now, we've been paying some homage to songwriters that have been influential on me. There's one Canadian songwriter, a good friend of mine, Mr. Kevin Bright, who is an extraordinary musician, gunslinger to the stars. Kevin, if you're watching, I love you, brother. And thanks for signing off on that video clip that I cut for I Want No Blues. This is a song that Kevin wrote on his Simple Earnest Plea album. And it was an album that really showcased Kevin as a songwriter and singer. Because, you know, Kevin's known as this guitar slinger. He's played with Nora Jones, Cassandra Wilson, Holly Cole. He's got a great band in town called the Sister Euclid and Folk Alarm. Just a prolific performer, incredible human being, and very intelligent man. And it's an honor to call Kevin a friend and a dear friend. So when Kevin came out with this album, it just captivated me whole because of the imagery and his narratives. His storytelling was so pure and beautiful. I had to dig into his repertoire and learn. And this song here that I'm going to broadcast for you, it's the premiere live. I been in isolation the last little while like everybody else and been going nuts, not able to perform for my public. And so I thought, man, I got to start recording myself just playing live in here and being with my kids and my wife and family. They've been incredibly supportive, allowing me to just immerse myself in creativity and expression. That I called my daughter down and I said, Sophia, I'd like to do a multicam shoot in the studio here that I've been preparing for you guys, as well as for these videos. And we shot a version of I Want for No Blues, and I think it's an appropriate song to dedicate to you all out there, because nobody wants the blues, right? We're all experiencing it somehow, some way during this trying time. But if we can reflect and build outward, from the family outward, I think it's a well-invited, take this with a grain of salt, but it's a well-invited pause on the rat race that is the world that we know it, and to really start to create a value system on the things that are really, really important. And maybe we can come out of this with a new way of seeing ourselves in the world, maybe a renaissance of sorts, a new consciousness. Anyway, this song is dedicated to all you who have spent the time to log into this show. This means a lot to me. I hope you like it, and I'm proud of my daughter for doing the director of photography on this one. This is called I Want for No Blues. Tin Man, Scarecrow, and the Cowardly Lion meet every day at Little Dot's Diner. Day-old newspapers tells it so true. that the war on the mountain is far from through. Buildings do crumble, they fall apart. We walked away with concrete hearts. Little girls and boys, they're home before the dark. Finger-painted angels for the city's postcards. And I will remember the battles and the truce. And I will always love you. And I want for no blues. The parish of St. John's, the rooster crows. A brother in the belfry, his eyes on the road. Moving congregations gather for the show. Broken little pieces need glue for the soul. And I will remember the battles and the truce. And I will always love you. Yeah, I want for no blues. Doesn't everybody want for no blues? A star is like a scar, it never goes away. A wonderment in love and forgotten hate. A far sound, a sweet sound of a violin. The day drains empty and another day begins. And I will remember the battles and the truce. Yes, I will always love you. Yeah, I want no blue. Doesn't everybody want for no blues? Yeah, I will remember the battles and the truce. And I will always love you. And I want for no blues. Doesn't everybody want for no blues? Yes, I want for no blues. The lyrics are so beautiful. How's everybody doing out there? You enjoying that? That coming across really well? I hope it is. This is my studio. This is my home. This is where I spend a lot of time writing, practicing, recording, producing. Speaking of producing, I do a lot of collaborating. For those of you already know, I do tons of collaboration, and I like to collaborate with all kinds of mediums, whether it's filmmakers, poets, other musicians, of course, songwriting, painters, anything. To me, what I do is basically I'm in the business of human communications. That's it. It's a communications medium. Music is my vehicle of choice. But when I can synergize and collaborate with people and make the voice larger, to me, that's what Mancuso is all about. It's really about human communication. And I have someone to thank for this affinity for the performing arts, for the arts in period, or for just evolving in the shadows of a great artist. A special guest today I thought would be appropriate would be to have my brother Vince Mancuso on the show. Vince bought me my first instrument. Vince is a tremendous painter, illustrator, brand director, professor. The list goes on and on. His credentials are extraordinary. I'm going to give him a call right now. I know he's expecting to hear from me, so let's try to get him on the line here. And when he does get on the line, I've got some beautiful things prepared to kind of surprise him. And I asked him to send me stuff a while ago, and he's been documenting the world around us for years. And he's got some incredible images on this COVID saga that's pretty wild. Hey, Vince, how's it going, man?
All right, man. How's everything working out?
Hey, welcome. You're live on VIBIN with Dominic Mancuso. You gotta mute that stuff on the computer, man. That can't be on.
Sorry. I was just
yeah, I know.
Right. There we go.
I know you're not used to all this techie thing. You're used to.
But I was watching you. I was enthralled.
You were enthralled.
I was enthralled. I was watching you do your acoustic piece there and just checking out the sound and seeing how it was all coming across. You know?
Yeah. And how would you say it was coming across?
The sound was pretty good. There was a little bit of an
echo, right?
Yes.
You know why?
Why?
Because your audio was coming out of your speaker and your telephone was on. Both audios were looping, like I told you not to. Yeah. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. A guy who crawls up in a hole and makes images all his life. Doesn't want technology, doesn't want to even understand it. I had to get his shit together to even do this video conversation, but he's here. So let's give it up for Vince Mancuso.
Hello, everybody. That's no fair. That's no fair. I engage with technology only as much as I have to.
Right.
Okay, that's it. You got to remember, man, in 1993, 94, when my buddy Terry, who was working, doing storyboards and using computers, calls me over on the weekend to help him out with a television commercial. And I think I'm going over there to color with markers. And he plunks me down in front of a computer and he says, "We're doing everything digitally." That was my first experience with a 200 megahertz, 2 gigabyte Power Mac with a Wacom tablet, and that's how I started getting involved with the computer. Only when I have to. I really hate this stuff.
Yeah, I know. I feel your pain. But anyway, so you're here, and I wanted to have you on the show. Want to thank you for instilling this love of performing arts and all these communication mediums that I've been able to revel in and enjoy in my last 25 years of career. A big part has been because I've been under your tutelage, and I want to thank you publicly.
Well, I don't know. You know what? The time 7-year gap, man. It's inevitable that obviously I was paving the road a lot earlier. But you got nothing to thank me, man. You're an inspiration. You're doing your thing. Very proud of you.
Cool, man.
And I'm glad to be a part of it.
Well, the reason why I thought, apart from you being there from the onset, from birth onward, I thought it would be great to have you on the show because I found your last 2 months of work very interesting. You've been acting like a documentor around the city and capturing a lot of wonderful images through your drawing. I've got some stuff that I've prepared for you. Look at that.
Do you like that?
He turned himself into a cartoon. No, leave it like that. I do like that. That's great.
That's my favorite kind of thing,
That's
man.
good content.
Nothing is more important to me than black and white.
I like that. It's either right or wrong, good or bad.
Straight up, man, down and dirty. Let me tell you, you can tell the men from the boys, the women from the girls, right? When you strip it all down to black and white.
Yeah, man. Black and white. Let's move on that theme. Sugar and spice. I like it. So I've prepared some stuff because I've downloaded some images that you've been posting.
You have some goodies?
Yeah. And I'm going to share this with everybody. Check this out. So we're going to riff off through some images. And what's cool about some of these images is how the theme of this COVID-19 social distancing. Like this was a painting. Tell me about this painting right here.
Yes. Yeah.
So tell me about it.
Well, this painting is really fascinating because this was the first painting that I completed in 2020. So January 1st, I think January 2nd, literally New Year's Day, day after New Year's, this painting came to be. It was never at all envisioned as a COVID, plague doctor, a COVID-19 painting, social distance. But it's so interesting to see sometimes how the unconscious mind works. I started making this painting just because, I was remembering, right? Because most of my paintings are basically historical. You said, documenting things.
Right.
They're history paintings. They're the world according to the way that I see it. I'm not officially, someone's historical painter, but they're history paintings. And I was doing a painting of an Italian wedding, remembering those wonderful times. You remember, Don, when we were kids, when we'd be with our uncles and aunts at those weddings and they'd all be on the dance floor moving in sync. There was just something sublimely magical.
Yes, it was sublime,
about being
for sure.
A child, being in that community, right? And I was doing this painting. And while I was doing it, I got this vision to put this Venetian. This is what I was imagining was the Venetian Carnival, right?
Right.
That happens every year around the January-February period in Venice.
What is the dimension of this painting? Because right now they're looking at it as a thumbnail. They could be looking at it on their phone.
It's 3 feet by 4 feet.
And it's acrylic? Is this acrylic?
Yeah, it's acrylic on wood panel.
On wood panel. It's beautiful.
On wood panel.
There's another image that I gravitated to. It's the one on the subway train with the girl in the mask. This has a date on it. It has March 13th.
March 13th. That was the day that the schools were shut down. I was on my way to George Brown, and this young lady, this Oriental lady, sat beside me, right in front of me there, and she was wearing that mask. It was a startling image with the way everything was kind of spaced.
Yeah.
I pulled out my sketchbook and I drew it right on the spot, as I like to do.
Right. I thought that was cool.
It was like a foreshadowing, right, of what was coming. You know, and then by day's end, we got the news that all schools were shutting down. The college would be shut down indefinitely. There was a bit of panic. The kids were very scared. They didn't know. They didn't want to stay. I stuck it out. I for some reason, the panic I haven't felt it. There's a weird, surreal absurdity about everything that's gone on. And I get it. This thing is dangerous. But the way people reacted was peculiar to me.
Yeah.
The panic, and so that's what this was again. Like the painting you said showed previously, it was like this foreshadowing of what we were going to be in, right? And here we are in the middle of it.
Yeah, one of the things that I wanted to engage you with in this conversation of social isolation is, for the audience that's tapping in, it's like, I'm a performing artist. For me, being out there with them, getting out and being social and being with people, but yours has always been being isolated in your studio, creating paintings and creating images. So I thought it would be a good topic of reference today to start this VIBIN series with, current events, what we're all experiencing. Every single one of these people are experiencing what we're talking about. And it's either manifesting itself in a good or a bad way. Some people are totally okay with it and are relaxed because it's a state of mind that they're comfortable with. For me, I'm not, and it pushed me. The circumstance pushed me to create this show so that I can at least start to re-engage with my my public. And for you, I'm curious to know, like, you're just it's like business as usual, kind of, for you.
Well, kind of, yeah. I mean, from the personal point of view, absolutely. I mean, there was a meme going around Facebook. It had Ray Liotta and Joe Pesci from the Goodfellas. And they were laughing. They said, self-isolation. Something of that sort. It's like, artists, concerned about, self-isolation. It was like they were laughing hysterically because that's what it's like, as a painter. Being a visual artist, very lonely, very isolated. Like, people think of me as a very social person. I'm not, I've had to be gregarious and bold because there was no one, that was going to make my career for me. I didn't have that kind of patronage or support, so I had to get out there. But I live in isolation and I live inside my head literally 90% of the time. So this is perfectly comfortable. As a matter of fact, I spend most of my days in the studio painting and drawing in one form or another.
I could see, because look, ladies and gentlemen, look at this other thing. Like, he's just constantly putting out images, and this is a study of masks. I mean, I see a bird, a hockey player, a motorcycle mask. Well, tell me a bit about this COVID study.
Well, the COVID study, it was, as soon as this virus was upon us and the masks, started to come up and I was doing the drawings, and like I like to do, I like to research history. The plague doctors, right, from the 15th century Renaissance, these were the equipment that the doctors were wearing. These bird masks that you see was literally designed to protect the medieval, the Renaissance doctor, right, in a way that they thought. And it was tied off at the neck. They were dressed in leather. They had gloves. The stick that he carried was literally to keep infected people away from him if they got too close.
Yeah.
And the beak, apparently, right? The beak was filled with all kinds of herbs and spices and herbal plants. They believe it would filter the air, right?
Interesting.
And protect the wearer, the doctor, And so I started putting two and two. I mean, as a visual artist, this is what you do. You start looking for characters and costumes and ideas, and you started putting two and two. So I started doing the studies, of the plague doctors, and then all of a sudden I was looking at the goalie masks. I was looking at the ventilator masks that we have in modern day.
Yeah.
Up in the left-hand corner, you see I came up with a self-portrait of myself as a COVID outlaw.
Yeah,
and
I noticed that. That's cool.
And so, I mean, this is how I loop and develop characters that eventually appear in the painting, right?
Right. Yeah, I saw some of these images appear in a variety of different pieces, like the one that we started off at the onset, the one with the, this one here, ladies and gentlemen.
The costume guy at the party?
Yeah, the costume guy. It's beautiful in the Venetian gown, but he had the mask now, which was...
The thing that blows me away of that painting was that I painted it, again, recalling weddings and celebration and carnival. And I literally was thinking about the Venice Carnival, which was like a party, dress-up costume party.
Right, of course.
And then 2.5 months later, this pandemic's on us,
Yeah.
And what fascinates me about this, Dom, I got to tell you, what fascinates me about it is sometimes the artist himself is just a cog in the process.
Right.
My deliberate intention, I don't think, really addressed the scope and the magnitude of the meaning of the painting.
Right.
And now that we're in the COVID pandemic, right? And I see this plague doctor lurking amongst all these people who are equally spaced, and there's Batman in the bottom left-hand corner watching it,
Right.
Vigilantly, and this zombie-like character, sort of kind of groping at him, kind of thing. There's a real ominous, sort of sinister kind of quality to it, and that's the way it played out,
Yeah.
Almost news to me.
Mm-hmm.
A surprise to me. That's the amazing thing about when you surrender yourself to making something, and becoming part of the process of touching and marking and paint, and all of a sudden it goes where it wants to go, and it reveals something to you that's even deeper and bigger and more profound than yourself, or that you could have ever imagined. Real surprise.
I'm going to post something out to our viewers. We've got 44 people watching the stream. Thanks, everyone. Hi, Sarah. Sarah Colmoni, Frank's daughter, is tapped in. All the best to your family.
Wow.
Vince and I give you guys
great.
hugs. Does anybody have a question maybe for Vince that maybe we can relay it over to him or myself? I know there's like a 10-second little delay. You're getting this information 10 seconds later, so my question should get to them very soon. Because I would love to take some questions if there's somebody out there that wants to ask something or request something. Sam says it's all good, brother. Sam Saldino. I love the passion you both have. Fred Rotondo. Freddie goes, I love
Is that Freddie?
Yeah.
Hey, Freddie, man.
Fred, what's happening? I just can't wait to get on the course with you, Freddie. We're going to do some more vibing out there, that's for sure.
Me too, man. I'm so into playing again this year, Dom.
Steph Viola says hi. Hi, Steph. Tony's daughter.
Yeah.
Steph's a tremendous choreographer from Art and Soul Dance Studio. Big hugs to you.
God. What great work they've done over the years, eh?
Yeah.
I mean, it's incredible.
Great dance studio out in Kleinberg, pumping out some incredible dancers.
Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking
her what's it? Ask her if it was her son or nephew or something. But one of their family members and dancers who trained in their school was in Michael Jackson's.
That's her cousin. Yeah, her cousin.
That's her cousin.
Her
right?
cousin. Yeah.
I mean, that's incredible.
Yeah, her cousin. Vince, how does the creativity spike for you? What is the mindset and feel when it starts to flow? Karen Ann Xavier.
What is the mind? It's a very visceral one. Like a lot of people sometimes, because they look at the image and the image is so specific. It's obvious there's a drama there and there's a story there. But I really have to say that it starts with tapping into line and form. Everything is a form. A body is a form. A table is a form. And I honestly really just lose myself in the process of constructing, these forms in space. And then they become figures. They become tabletop. They become an animal. Maybe they become a mythical animal that's half human. And you can see this throughout human history. And it's quite an incredible thing, this mythical, spiritual fantasy place where symbols and ideas get associated to real physical things that we experience in the natural world, and artists then start to play with them. And I just surrender to that. You put the brush to the canvas, you start putting light tones and dark tones against each other, and things start to happen. And that's what I chase. That's what I chase in the painting.
So there you go, Karen Ann. Vince, when you were talking to Karen Ann, I had put all your images on a slideshow. So as
cool.
you were speaking, your images, there's the image of all the
that one that you just showed with the storyboard frames, that to me is really something that is special right now. It's because it's a collaborative project that I've been doing with a bunch of artists throughout North America.
Yeah.
From California to New Hampshire to here in Canada. We've been working through a Facebook group and doing a collaborative storyboard organically that has evolved around the COVID-19 story.
It's very
Right.
cool. So you can get more contact with Vince. It's Vince Mancuso. Is there any VinceMancuso.com, right?
VinceMancuso.com. Yeah.
From there, you can branch off to all his social platforms. Right now, what we're going to do is perform Non Andare Via from the Juno record. And I want to thank Vince for participating.
Hey.
Vinny, thank you so much. On behalf
Great
of
fun, man.
my fans and the public, I'm sure some people are going to be tapping into your stuff. Until the next time you pop on the show. Cheers, brother.
Right on. Rock it out, Dom. Rock
Ciao.
it out.
Ciao. Vibing with Dominic Mancuso. This is Non Andare Via. Ne me quitte pas was the original French version. Dedicato all'Italia, alle cugine, amici e colleghi. Non andare via, puoi dimenticare tutto quello che se n'è andato già, tutti i malintesi e tutti i perché che uccidevano la felicità. Puoi dimenticare tutto quello che se n'è andato già, non esiste più. Non andare via, non andare via, non andare via. Io ti offrirò perle di pioggia, venuto da dove non piove mai. Aprirò la terra, gioverò nel fondo per coprirti d'oro, d'oro e di luce, e ti porterò dove non c'è più che quel che tu vuoi, che quel che tu cerchi, e non andare via, non andare via, non andare via. Non è andare via, io non piango più, io non parlo più meno, mi nasconderò e ti guarderò quando riderai, e ti sentirò quando canterai. Sarò solo l'ombra della tua ombra, ombra da toccare con la tua mano. Non andare via, non andare via, non andare via. Io ti offrirò perle di pioggia, venuto da dove non piove mai. Aprirò la terra, gioverò nel fondo per coprirti d'oro, d'oro e di luce, e ti porterò dove non c'è più che quel che tu vuoi, che tu cerchi, e non andare via, non andare via, non andare via. Non andare via. Love, I get so lost sometimes. Days pass and this emptiness fills my heart. When I want to run away, I drive off in my car. But whichever way I turn, I come back to the place that you are. And all my instincts, they return, and the grand facade so soon will burn. Without a noise, without my word, I reach out from the inside. Oh, 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 in your eyes, light the heat in your eyes. I am complete in your eyes. See the doorway of 1,000 churches, your eyes, the resolution, your eyes, for the foolish searches. I wanna be that complete. I want to touch the light, the heat I see in your eyes, in your eyes, in your eyes, in your eyes. Accepting all that's done and said, I want to stand and stare again till there's nothing left of. Oh, it remains there within your eyes. Whatever fears to come, I want to be there in your eyes. Love, I don't like to see so much pain, so much wasted, and this moment keeps it being awake. We work so hard, working so hard for our survival. I turn to the time with you, and it keeps me awake and alive. All my instincts, they return, and the grand facade so soon will burn. Without a noise, without my pride, I'll reach out from the inside. Oh, 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 in your eyes, the light, the heat in your eyes. I am complete in your eyes. See the doorway of 1,000 churches, your eyes, the resolution, your eyes, all the foolish searches. I wanna be that complete. I want to touch the light, the heat I see in your eyes, in your eyes, in your eyes, in your eyes. Suppose, yeah, 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 suppose. accepting all that's done and said. I want to stand and stare again. Oh, it's in your eyes. Right now, I'd like to take this show out by thanking again my guest, Vince Mancuso, for the chat and the hang and the vibe was great. I love the paintings. My brother gave me a call and he said, look, John McMurky, he's a friend of yours. He's been seeing my work on social media. He's asked me to collaborate with him and paint this music video that we're trying to get off the ground for a song called Voice of America. Very powerful piece of music. John's a very serious musician. So look out for this video. But we've got the trailer for you. And we're going to take it out with this this little beautiful piece of art where you see a variety of the art forms, and closing off this theme with having my first guest as my brother. I want to thank you guys all for hanging out. It really means a lot to me. Please tell 2 friends. This is going to happen next Friday at 4 o'clock. VIBIN with Dominic Mancuso. I've got a lot of shows ready to go. I'm going to be featuring artists that I collaborate with, people. It might be chefs. It might be a family member. It could be my band. And it could be somebody that I'm championing out there. It'll always be interesting people with their humanity in check. So a little prayer out to you all. And again, thank you all for listening. I hope you enjoyed it on your end. I hope the sound was good. We're going to keep working on this and making it better. Thanks for tuning in. This is Voice of America. Cheers, everybody. Vibing with Dominic Mancuso. Thanks for chilling out with me. Blessed weekend to you all. Peace, hug, keep your family and friends safe, and we'll see you next week, 4 o'clock. Cheers.